You know, over Christmas, I saw something that struck me so deeply, I couldn't stop thinking about that. I've seen a photo of friends, Rome, my husband, his friends, mid-40s, all of them, standing by the table, drinks in their hands and smiling. And then I've noticed something. Almost all of them had gray hair. And then I paused. It got me thinking, not because I've judged gray hair, no, and not because it's bad, not absolutely not, but because something in my body whispered, look, this is natural. This isn't their truth. And suddenly I remembered, as I was thinking, 10 years ago, people didn't gray that fast. 20 years ago, men in their 40s still had full pigment. They had a vitality, they had a spark. It was normal to have black hair. But now it's reversed. So the question is, what changed? We can say it's age, we can say it's stress, we can say it's genetics, all of that. But let's be honest for a second. Something is off. We're living in a world where people are aging younger, tired younger. They're losing their spark and softness and their voltage, this feeling of yes. They're losing that younger. And we started calling that normal. But it's not. It is literally a frequency collapse. Gray hair is not about age. It's not even about genetics. It's about signal loss. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about melanin, that pigment in your hair. That melanin, it's not a resource, it's a signal, it's a current, it's a yes in your body. And that yes goes off when your fascia freezes, when your scalp compresses, when you're in chronic survival mode, when your nervous system is digesting stress instead of food, when you stare at your screen at 11 p.m. scrolling endless noise. And this is when your body tells you, oh, there's no safety, there's no voltage. Let's shut off the non-essential functions. And guess what? The pigment is one of the first to go. I work with fascia. I work with energy, frequency, vibration. And I'm able to literally feel the story that is stored in your scalp. And you'll be shocked how many people hold ancestral grief in their scalp, in their head, in their follicles, all that unspoken pressure, that identity collapse right under the hair. And that gray hair is a field imprint. And yes, it can be reversed, but not with a pill, but with a return to your true self, to return to that voltage, that spark, this zest for life that is still there, but it's just covered up. Now, here's my guideline, what I would do if I would have gray hair or somebody who comes to me would want to work with me. And this is what I usually would share with my clients. Number one, I would restore the scalp signal. What does it mean? Work on the occipital bone, the galea, the scalp itself, the frontalis line. Because if the fascia here is stuck, the pigment cannot flow. You can do it simply through massage. A few minutes a day, just massage it and send love to it. The intention counts, very, very important. Even if you don't do anything, but just the intention that you send to your scalp, the love that you send to your scalp and the follicles, that is already huge and it works. Number two, I would stop eating stress. What do I mean by that? When you eat, sit down and eat with calmness. No scrolling, no YouTube, no distraction. If you feel tense, if you feel stressed out, have a break before putting that spoon into your mouth. Just rest and eat with calmness. Because stress eats your minerals. Stress eats that voltage, that zest for life, and that eats that pigment in your hair. And number 3, what I would do specifically, I would go into ancestral line and really reprogram that information that's held in there, in your body, in your field. I would start saying, look, I'm not carrying my father's fatigue. I don't carry my mother's depletion. I am pigment. I am alive. I am voltage. I am that zest. I am that spark. It doesn't matter what you say. Again, here the intention counts more than the words itself. Because the energy behind those words is what your body listens to. See, the reason I share this isn't because I care if somebody has gray hair or not. This is an important thing. I share this because we've accepted dimmed light is normal. And it is not. You're meant to feel alive. You're meant to glow. You are meant to turn that pigment back on, literally and energetically. And you don't have to collapse just because society says, oh, 40 is the beginning of the end and gray hair is normal. No, it's not. The 40s is the most electric, the most open, the most radiant version of you. It is where everything falls into place, but now it's time that you claim it. So, if this message moved something within you and you're done accepting things that feel like you, come back to your body. If you want to work with me energetically and help your pigments come back alive, go to yourownbestdoctor.com and book a session with me. I am Dr. Julia, and I'm here to remind you that you and you only are your own best doctor. And here's the truth. Gray is not bad, but lost current is. And once you remember that, your whole field changes.